2020 sucks, right? It's gonna be one of those years that everybody remembers for the rest of their life, and even after we're all old, it'll be in the history books as one of those times in histories where so many people suffered, so many people died, so many people struggled with being apart from loved ones, so many businesses died. It's time for 2021, right? Come with me. So I finally got a car. I've been walking and taking taxis and public transportation for more than a year. First time I've been without a car since I've been 16 years old. Good to finally have something to drive us all around in. I just gotta get the keys. Oh, and where are we going again? I hate this thing. So, as of this video, there's already been 50 million coronavirus cases in the world and over 1 million COVID-19 deaths. There's very few families, friends, co-workers that haven't been impacted in it in some way. I've been impacted by the coronavirus in a business sense in 2 different countries. In California, where we have our original office, California's been impacted pretty significantly by strict date rules there that required a lot of different types of businesses to have to close. Our biggest client at the beginning of the pandemic had to close multiple businesses, which impacted us from a far way away. Throughout the pandemic, as people in California have been impacted, we felt that all the way over here in the Philippines as well with Purple Cow Philippines. Of course, being in the Philippines, we've also been impacted by everything going on here as well. The Philippines has the longest and most strict quarantine of any country that I'm aware of in the world during this time. And even as we speak, I'm able to get out and drive and walk around a bit. But really, it's still only 1 member per household that's supposed to be allowed to go outside of the house. If you go inside of the malls, almost 9 months into the pandemic, there's still pretty strict rules to go literally anywhere that you want to go. So we have a lot of our team is still working from home. We only have about 4 employees working from the office from now, and that impacts us a lot as well. Let's drive. I'll talk a bit more. I used to be a stunt driver in a previous life. Checkpoint, if you're inside of a car, you have to show either a quarantine pass or a company ID. They were just telling me that I need to wear a face shield even though I'm driving inside of my own car. So next time I'll have to remember to put that on. So I've been driving since I've been 16 years old in the US, somewhere around 20 years old now. After driving so long, it's really a different experience driving in a different country. First really different experience for me driving was when I lived in Australia for 10 years before. Over there, instead of driving on the right side of the road, you're driving on the left side. And then instead of driving on the left side of the car, you're driving on the right side. Here, everybody's still on the same side of the car, but everybody's driving left, right, up, down, every direction you could imagine. So you really have to pay a lot more attention here, even though pretty rare that you could go more than about 20 miles an hour speed because there's so much traffic and so much stop. So this is an example of Philippines ingenuity. A lot of people don't have cars or even a motorcycle. And so they have to be creative in getting things wherever they need to go, however they need to do it. And it's so different when you go from walking everywhere or taking public transportation everywhere to actually taking a car. I have to learn how to get around a little bit better. We're not allowed to roll down the windows for about 5 more days because of the tent, which is kind of a pain. Whoa, hello.
25, sir.
25? Okay. Thank you. Let's go. I can see it in the past videos when my Lenses are all fogged up. I wish we could get B-roll of the pyramid at night. I don't know if it looks worth getting during the day. I moved to the Philippines to get a second office incorporated for Purple Cow Agency, which I started in California 12 years ago. But we wanted to open a second office here. I was focused as a business process outsourcing type of company. There's so many companies in the US and other countries that want to have a talented staff at a lower cost. And so that's what we did here. And after incorporating last year and we were off to a promising start, I moved here in January of 2020 in order to really get things moving, and we were off to a great start until about March, only 3 months later. Once the pandemic started, we had to immediately make some difficult decisions. A lot of the companies around us, including many companies like ours, got down. They laid employees off. Some places laid off hundreds and even thousands of people until they had time to figure out what was going to happen and how long the pandemic was going to last. We had to decide as a company, since we love our employees, how were we going to keep going during the pandemic without being like so many other businesses that had to lay everybody off. I understand why the other businesses did it, but for us, especially in the Philippines, so many people, if they're working, they might be the only breadwinner for their whole family. So if we were to lay one person off, it might impact 10 or even 15 people. Let's hope we don't need a mask. Welcome to Starbucks. You might have heard of it.
I'll just get your temperature.
Sure.
Alright, so that's 35.6, and then either you fill up or you'll use the QR code.
Hi. I did the contact. Can I get just a black coffee? Just a grande. What would you like, cameraman?
And a grande caramel macchiato sticker. Go, John.
Okay, thank Alec.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So it's barely November, but starting September 1st, there's what's called the Burr months. September, October, November, December, and even going to January, February. The Philippines is super passionate about Christmas. So if you look at Starbucks, like they need a free advertisement from me, right? But they already have the Christmas gear going. Even their cups already in November are already Christmas. The background music is talking about Christmas. And people are really passionate here about celebrating Christmas pretty close to half the year. So Merry Christmas. So I'm gonna have to ask the Good Cup, who's our coffee supplier for Delish Deli, to forgive me for drinking at Starbucks. This has probably been the first time in a year since I've drank at a Starbucks. Certainly the first time since I've moved back to the Philippines. With Starbucks, I gotta say, they're not my favorite coffee out there, but what I really respect about them is that they were the first place to make coffee centered around relationships. People would come to Starbucks, yes, for coffee, yes, for sugar kind of flavored coffee drinks, but more than that, for time together. Friends would get together, people would come here for dates, business people would come here to hang out with each other. Starbucks popularized this concept, really pulling people together, and I support any company that brings people together in a relational way. Thanks, Starbucks. Someone just calling about a job position. I have no idea how they got my phone number. So I don't know why I'm not more embarrassed in front of the camera. I should be. I've always been a bit shy with public speaking and even more so in front of the camera, but I think I've been looking forward to doing this together for about a year. So it's good to finally be working with my cameraman who likes to take his name out of the of the footage so I don't say his name, but thanks. Good to be here with you. Yeah.
You guys enjoy.
Thanks so much.
Have a good day.
You too. So when you have a business during a pandemic and businesses are shutting down around you or laying off employees for more than half a year at a time, what do? I gotta be honest, I don't have any answers for that, and even 8, almost 9 months into the pandemic, I really don't have any solutions. What we did for the most part is savings that I had put away for a long time. I spent a lot of that to make sure that we could keep our team going throughout this time and that we could still have a wide range of employees to be able to help our clients out when they needed us. Was that the right decision? From a business perspective, probably not. But sometimes for me, I would rather do what isn't best for the business to do what is best for our employees. Let me know in the comments what you think. I said, can you tell me why you didn't inform me you would be late to the interview earlier? Because, ma'am, I'm ma'am. Because, ma'am, I just took care my granddaughter to take bath first. I will cook foods for my kids, and I forgot the time. Welcome to interviewing in the Philippines. But you could ask Arvin. This is half the applicants, almost. It's very challenging to find qualified people. Arvin asks that every day. Okay, let's go. Up here.